Steelers Nation, we have multiple reports that have come out today about some key players coming back from injury for tomorrow's game against the Cincinnati Bengals. My name is Peyton Kleppe. This is Steelers Digest. Just go right now and hit that subscribe button. Just right now. It's going to help me out as I grow this channel. So just hit it right now. But let's get right into the news. First of all, some big news that has come out today. Steelers Depot reported that George Pickens was not fined and he was not suspended for his mishaps during the Browns game. Same goes for Greg Newsome. This is huge for us. The Cincinnati Bengals, their offense has been amazing this year. Even though the record sucks, their offense has been great, but the record sucks. And we're gonna have to put up points either way. So we needed Pickens. I'm glad that he didn't get suspended. Thank God. But he's really got to learn from this and no more outbursts. Coach T's really got to hammer that home. We can't have him anymore moving forward. But some other news coming out today was former Steelers safety Gerard Holloman came out and said that the Steelers coaches ruined his NFL career. I don't agree with him. I think he's just trying to get a headline. He just said it on a podcast today. And if you look at his stats, he has no stats in the NFL. He's passed around a few teams, and he never did anything. And you can't blame that on the Steelers coaches. Going into the NFL, you have to work. And, it seemed like what he was saying was he wasn't getting enough opportunities and enough plays. But when you're a seventh-round pick, you're really not favored to play. You're pretty much basically an undrafted player. So you got to fight for your role. And we had a lot of role players in the safety room back then. We had Mike Mitchell. We had Will Allen, William Gay. So TP retired the year before this. But, you got to make your role. So I think he's just trying to get a headline. So, but let's get into some current news about our Steelers team. Keanu Benton, he's coming back from injury. He was limited in practice today to go along with Alex Highsmith, but going into tomorrow's game, Alex Highsmith is looking like he's going to sit tomorrow out once again, which kind of sucks, but thankfully we have the sensation, the young boy out of Wisconsin and Hawaii, Nick Herbig. He's going to come in and show us something. Every game he's come in and showing us something. He's got 3.5 sacks, 3 forced fumbles. So I'm super excited. I'm just excited for the Steelers game. It's been a minute. I don't know about you guys, but Keanu Benton's coming back. It's gonna help our run game because Bengals got Chase Brown and Zach Moss, 2 great running backs, and we're gonna need guys like Larry O. We're gonna need guys like Cam Hayward, and we're going to need guys like Keanu Benton to lock down those trenches because it's going to be a tough one. I know it is. I think it's going to come down to the wire tomorrow. I think it's going to be like a 28-23 kind of game or a 16-13 kind of game. That's just AFC North balls. So looking at some Keanu stats for this year, his stats don't really show how much he helps our team because he is, like I said, a nose for us. He's a nose tackle. But that's what I played in high school. So it's kind of cool to see guys like him show that they're a player on this team with a role. Cameron Hayward's getting old, and I think Keanu Benton is going to slide right in when Cam Hayward's wheels fall off, which who knows when that'll be. He could play another 4 years. He's been great. He's still in his prime, and he's 36. So, either way, Keanu Benton, whenever he comes in, he's a great player. So, it's great to have him back going into this tough game. So a player that I really think have a great game tomorrow is Najee Harris. Naj has been great this season. If you look at his stats this year, he's got 944 total yards. He's sitting at that 3.9 yards per average mark again. Not that you just can't break that 4.0. I think last year he might have averaged it or might have got close, but this guy's still been great for us. I love Najee. Like I've said before, he's a great player for our team, and I've watched him since I was 8th grade, 9th grade. He was the number 1 ranked player, so I watched him at Alabama. and now I got him on my Steelers. So hopefully we can lock him in, going into next year. But it's going to be tough because he's having a great year, and I expect him to have a great game tomorrow. The Bengals defense is not great in the rushing, and we've shown that when we can get off to a great running start in our run game, we can dominate the game and keep our defense off the field, keep the offense on the field. Warren's going to have to come in there and show us some stuff, but I think Najee's going to be our bell cow tomorrow. I think he's going to have 15 to 20 carries, and hopefully he'll get around 80 to 100 yards, probably throw a touchdown or two in there. I really think he's having a good game. I think Warren might come in there too. He might have a touchdown. I just think this Bengals defense is just not good against the run. They got guys like Trey Hendrickson who are threats in the pass rush game, which that's something to look out for. I really think he could show us something, which, Broderick Jones and Dan Moore are going to have to lock him down. But other than that, their defense doesn't really have much. They got our old buddy Mike Hilton, and I really don't see him doing much. He's getting old. So, like I said, our defense has to step up, though. And this starts with TJ Watt. He's our defensive leader, but the past couple games, he's been non-existent. He's had no sacks, no forced fumbles, no interceptions. So I think this is going to be a breakout game for TJ. TJ really hasn't had a breakout game this year. Against the Cowboys, when he got the 100 sacks, he had that forced fumble, and he had like 1.5 sacks, but he really hasn't had a multiple sack game this year. So I think this might be a game where TJ comes out and shows, hey, I'm still that guy. I'm still that defensive player of the year, and I deserve it, not you, Myles Garrett. And I think he wants it. This week, TJ was asked about Myles Garrett, and he called him a great player that he respected, and he just took the high road. And that just shows what kind of man and what kind of player TJ Watt is. A high-value man, and a man of class, And he's our defensive leader, and I think if he keeps going and if he keeps playing hard and if he keeps going out there, we're going to get 7. We're going to get that 7th Lombardi. But it starts with him. Like I said, I expect him to have at least 1 or 2 sacks tomorrow. So, but my score prediction for tomorrow, I think it's going to be around like 21-28. Or something around that ballpark. It's AFC North football. It's divisional football. So it's going to be a tough one against Cincinnati Bengals. But we're healthy other than Alex Highsmith. We got a lot of players back, and I'm really excited. Here we go, Steelers. That's all I got for you guys today. Let's get some dubs. Let's get that number 7. How we doing? Keep it moving.